It's Real Fit Radio with B
and J.LOU.
If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just an employer. He gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. It wasn't a quote, it was a short poem from a book I've been reading. It's called Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill.
That was a lot to digest.
Not really. It was a long way of saying life will give you what you ask for.
I've been asking to hit the lottery for a while. So what's up with that? No?
Well, I don't have no answer for that one. I wish I did.
You know.
You played yesterday. You got 2 tickets.
Yeah.
You might just hit it.
I needed to hit, though.
500 mil.
Hey, I still do podcasts.
I'm sure you would.
I have a very strong empathy now for people that deal with headaches. As you grow, I don't want to say get older, but you grow, things change. And I've never, ever, man, these headaches, you dealing with aching things, shaking things. Look, you're dealing with your knee right now.
Yep, it happened a couple days ago. Doing a routine workout I've done all my life. And
No, but I'm saying that it's different when you're younger versus like growing. I'm just going to say growing. Yeah, it's just different. So I feel for you. I never dealt with headaches before, but now it's just like it comes and goes. I don't know if it's with the weather, but whew. So ready to do this podcast. Go ahead and jump into the meat and potatoes of the topics we're going to tackle today. The first one being immediate gratification. We live in an instant world. Like I have to have it now. What's the quickest way to get it done? I don't want to wait. Even with food and stuff like that. The way that the different stuff that they're putting in food to get stuff bigger, quicker. It doesn't have to go through the whole growth process. That'll take too long. Gotta hurry up and get the food to the markets, get it to people. It's gotta be bigger and faster. It's crazy. I think that us wanting things so quickly can hurt us in the long run.
I agree.
Yes, it's no bueno.
I definitely agree with that. I've seen people achieve things quicker than they expected to, and they wasn't quite prepared for it. And as a result, they lost it as quick as they got it. It's kind of like putting a boxer in a championship fight. Man, he really ain't had the experience. You know, you may have the skill set or the natural talent and all that, but if you didn't go through the bumps and bruises of maybe having a few fights under your belt, not just the easy ones, but some where you had to go the distance in order for you to understand what it takes to be a champion, you can lose the belt. And I mean that in life as well. Like we've heard stories about millionaires or people who won the lottery, big money, and somehow found themselves right back to what they were before they won. And it's because they didn't understand how to keep money. They didn't have the financial literacy. You know, they didn't have the experience. Just different things that I think comes into play when you're setting yourself up in these different arenas. You definitely have to have a certain experience in each setting, and whether it's sports, maintaining a certain standard of living with money, relationship. I just feel like if you move too fast on things, oh, I want it right now, then when you get it, you really don't even understand how to keep it. There's so many different ways you can take that, but I definitely feel like in order for you to truly appreciate something and then sustain it and be able to have it for the long run, you have to put some time into it before you get it. And yeah, there are plenty of times where you're going to feel a lot of impatience. You might even find yourself having a little jealousy, even if you never even experienced it before. It's like, you're human. If you believe in God, and I do, God is a jealous God. So anybody that says they don't have a jealous bone in their body, they're lying. I'm not saying that you're a jealous person, but you have it in you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you live and die by being mad at somebody doing something or having something that you don't have. It's just a matter of you have a goal. Everybody has goals and dreams that they're trying to accomplish. And when you're in your particular battle and you seeing somebody running a race, if you scoreboard watching too much, it can get a little frustrating because you feel like you're in the same position. And it's like, why the hell did they get to? And it's not even any malice against the person that has it. It's just that you are in a state of confusion because you feel like you've been in the same place and then you're asking, when is my time? So I think everything that happens, for the most part, you're supposed to go through because it does prepare you for whatever you're supposed to have or whatever you ask for. People don't realize is whatever you ask for, the bigger it is, I think the more cultivating your soil needs before you actually see that seed grow. So
I agree. The process it takes to attain some things is just necessary. Well, you touched on all of it about appreciating everything. It's necessary. I think for you to even enjoy it fully. You know, like you said, appreciate it, but I think when you know in your heart of hearts, for me specifically, that I took the shortcut or I cheated. I knew I was supposed to do this, but I found a way around it. Whatever it is, it just don't even hit the same. We deal with a lot of immediate gratification, whether it's like dieting to going and getting plastic surgery, likes and follows on Instagram. Just all that stuff is crazy. But I think everything you said sums up all of that in any of those areas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I would be reiterating it, but that immediate gratification, man, that can get you. Like, I want it right now. I don't want to wait. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this when I get it, but I want it now. I have to have it now. That's crazy. That takes me into our next topic, what to eat. Is that immediate gratification? You find yourself in the fast food line sometimes or getting stuff that's ready-made. Like, just get it. And that's what I'm saying, ready-made, not so much as going through the fast food line, but in the stores where you can get stuff that's already hot. They have hot food sections, or you can get microwave stuff. It's just like with everything going on, even the healthier options supposedly can be a bit pricey, or you eat too much of that and you're dealing with a whole nother beast altogether. Too much spinach can cause this. Too much of this can affect you negatively. And it's like, well, beans, tomatoes, bell peppers, avocado. I'm like, I thought these were all the good things. So at this point, I know for you when we've talked, you like, look, I'm going to eat what I want to eat in moderation. And that's just how that's going to go. Because, I mean, if I keep listening, I won't be able to eat anything.
No.
And it feels a bit overwhelming like that at times. Like when I was reading, it's like the nightshade fruits. Stay away from eggplant. Stay away from bell peppers. Tomatoes can be a part of the leaky gut. Too many avocados can create, I forget the name of it's like with an H. Create this imbalance, and then you're dealing with other issues. Beans, pasta. I really don't mess with bread, but bread. I mean, it's like, what's not on this list? What can I eat?
Ask my grandmother why they living so damn long with all this you ain't supposed to have this then.
I mean, we've had this conversation different times. I think it's because of what was happening to the food then versus now. What was happening to the fruit? You're dealing with a lot of pesticides. Back to that immediate gratification. They're pumping up stuff in meat.
Crossbreeding fruit.
Yeah, hybrids, and you're eating things that don't have seeds in them. So it's not even real. And I think your body is like, what is this? It recognizes right away that this is not something that it's accustomed to digesting, I'm assuming. So you run into all these other problems, and it's crazy. I've never seen so many young people with cancer. You're seeing little bitty kids, and it's crazy because I'm like, they haven't even been here long. How is this happening? You know, they're born and they have to deal with this. It's nuts, and it's so disheartening, and it sucks because it's like, what can I eat? If you're not raising it yourself, if you're not growing it yourself, you don't know what you're getting. So bless your food and trust that it's going to be all right. Like we said, with moderation, anything you eat too much of, I think can get crazy. But when you start eliminating stuff altogether, it's like, I don't have anything left really.
Hell, you can go on a water diet, but then you'll read something saying too much water will kill you. So I'm just at my wit's end with the whole dietary things that we're supposed to consume and what's healthy and what's not. I would be twisted all the way around because, I mean, they say, I think eating too many pineapples, it has too much fructose and acid in it. It's like it's a damn fruit. So for me, it's always been more about how much of it I eat as opposed to what's so unhealthy. Now, I'm not saying going out there is like, well, they said eat in moderation, so I'm going to go over here and eat this fried chicken. I didn't say that. But what I am saying is, if you're telling me that baked chicken is unhealthy, and then you tell me that an apple is unhealthy at some point, and so forth, you leave me with no choice other than like, okay, well, I'm still gonna eat this stuff that I feel is healthy for me. And that's the biggest thing about eating. Everybody is different. I know in general life have these fundamental things that we have to do in order for us to get from point A to point B, no matter what it is. So health, same thing. I feel like there are fundamental things you are supposed to do when you're trying to have a healthy life. But for you to go and say that follow this to the T in order for you to be the healthiest of the healthy, I don't believe that, because just like in every other aspect you tell us we're different from one another, there is no one person on this earth that's alike. What makes you think for you your diet is going to be like my diet? I don't agree with that. No, you may not have to consume as much spinach as I do, or I may not be able to eat as much starch as you. You know, it's just different things. And I think it's all about understanding your body and what your body needs in order for you to operate on its highest capacity, because Google is the greatest worst thing ever. Even with B's headache right now, it could be the simplest thing that we're overlooking, but Google will make you sound like you got a damn aneurysm. So it's the same thing with this health conscious stuff. I've seen some athletes go vegan and look more unhealthy than they was when they was eating steak. Like I said, it's just a confusing thing. And I think at the end of the day, you know what's healthy for you, and you know as you get older, your body changes. Listen to your body. It'll tell you what you need. It'll reject it. Case in point, we just had Chipotle the other day, right? Mm-hmm. It hit your ass first. You was like, oh, my stomach. Mm-hmm. Do you feel what I feel? Nah, I'm good. I woke up at 6 a.m. I felt exactly the same way she felt 3 hours later. So trust me, your body will tell you, nah, my friend, this don't work for us.
Not anymore.
No. And it continuously changed. So you just paying attention to that, understanding what those fundamentals are, because every piece of life has these core fundamentals, but it doesn't mean that once you learn the fundamentals of whatever it is that, you know, specifically since we're talking about health, it doesn't mean that you have to follow the person that's telling you what they ate. You may need something different.
Yeah. To each his own. We are unique as our fingerprints. So I definitely think that you onto something there. When we looked at The Rock and what he ate,
I couldn't eat half that stuff he ate.
But I think that stuff he's able to do it based on his daily routine, how often he works out, you know, what is required of his body through his work, all that stuff. So it's really interesting too. Like I said, we couldn't do Chipotle anymore, but it seems like a couple of months ago it was fine for us. So that's another thing too. As you get older, your body is changing, your mind is changing, everything's changing. Your perspective, the information that you may have gotten years ago, you process differently now, apply it differently. And food is right up there, because we were having a conversation today in the car, Jair and I, and she said, I feel like I'm not going to eat if I'm not hungry. And I'm just same thing with water. It's like, drink all this water. It's like, when I am thirsty, I drink water, but I'm not going to try to drink something if I'm not thirsty. And I find that I start eating around 2, 3, 4 because I'm not hungry until later in the day or in the evening. And that's a problem, because what happens is your body's holding fat, you know, or your metabolism is not working as fast. And I said, yeah, I used to think that. She said, oh yeah. And also, if you are starving your body all day and you know, you need to eat breakfast as soon as you get up. I said, but why would I eat? And it's like trying to put gas on a car that's full. Like, I'm not hungry. Would you keep trying to put gas in your car if it was showing that it was like on
It'll
you know, full
flow?
Right. And that's no good. So I said, that's how I feel with food. And she's like, I didn't think of it that way. She's like, well, this trainer was saying if you want to gain a lot of weight, you just wait, starve yourself all day and then eat. I said, but what about the whole fuel and you not really exerting as much energy? So why do I need to put food in my body? Just because it's like, wake up, you're supposed to eat, but I'm not hungry, but you should be eating. So she's like, yeah, I didn't think of it that way. So as your body changes, with the exception of people you've shown me that are athletes that have been working out their whole life and they have muscle memory. For women, if you've had children, or for you, I'm even seeing when your schedule gets even tighter, where you got stuff you're doing individually pertaining to your passion or your purpose, you have a family, whether it's kids, a wife, you still, as a person, are developing, dealing with things mentally. You might still get your physical partner working out. Just so many things you have on your plate. You may find that you don't have the time to do some of the things you were able to do when you were younger. It's like, I easily spend an hour plus at the gym, easily ball for, 2 hours at the gym. It's different now.
30 minutes.
Right. It's like, oh man, I could eat anything. We can go hit Jack in the Box. I'm hungry right now. I'm going to grab some of that. You can't do that stuff anymore. Your body is like, we can't do that anymore. No, stop. So it's an interesting process, because I don't want to say it sucks, because it can feel a bit frustrating when you're trying to figuring it out with the headaches, figuring out, hey, like you said, can I put weight on my knee like this? Or, this is a pre-existing injury from playing football. It's been years now. Let me try. Ooh, no, I can't do it. You're still feeling stuff out and just learning how to better care for yourself as you get older. And I don't think older necessarily is a bad thing. It's just stuff is changing constantly.
Stop it.
Man, my mom used to say holistic. We take natural things, and that was her way. And I remember when she was visiting, I told her, I said, I have a headache. I said, I just keep trying to, do my best. I don't want to take any ibuprofen. I just really don't want to take any medication. She said, you're crazy. That's what it's there for. And there's no way I would be in pain. But all I remember growing up, it was just like, no. She's like, there's no way. But that's how you say old people. They're older. It's like, no, give me that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, I'm not, I understand it, but I don't want to deal with this. Her thinking, it changed. I still know that she's very much so leaning more towards a holistic approach when it comes to ailments, any type of sickness or healing our bodies. But she said that's what ibuprofen was made for. Why would you sit and neglect yourself, and that there's something right there that can stop the pain? So that's crazy too. But overall, it can get crazy. It can get real crazy. Just trying to figure out.
That headache is kicking our ass. I know if y'all ever really listen to any of our podcasts, this is episode, I think, like 42. She has way more enthusiasm in her voice. But I've never really experienced a migraine and a consistent throbbing headache. So I have no idea what it feels like. But if it feels like that, man, I'm sorry for y'all. Like,
well, I thought I had energy.
No, it's not. No, you have energy, but they know. Y'all who listen to us more than one time, you definitely know she's a little bit out of it. Still doing what most strong-willed people do. It's like, I got a job to do. I'm going to still show up. So she's showing up. She's a little below her normal status. Oh. But I know y'all can tell.
Man, because I'm a thinker, it's so frustrating. It's annoying. I would rather... I shouldn't say that. I don't want to wish nothing on me. I'm just saying, like, your knee, for instance, if it's a throbbing or something, I guess it's to the knee, but it hurts. I don't know how that affects your thinking. For me, it's like my brain is getting poked. So I can't try to get it together, and it's annoying.
Well, it doesn't affect my thinking, but you did get to see a premise of it today when we was moving a refrigerator. I was hobbling.
You did good. You moved that all by yourself.
No,
though.
But what I'm saying is how you laughed at me, how I turned around. You was like, what you doing? You over there hobbling. You ain't know where you was going.
Oh, man.
When you have an ailment like that, for somebody who has 2 good knees, I have 2 bad knees, people. I've torn my ACL, my lateral meniscus, and I think my MCL in my right knee, and I tore my ACL and whatever else ligament that ties the ACL together in my left knee. So regular walking, it's painful for me sometimes. Even like in this cold weather. Yeah, this cold weather, like I can't control the swelling in my knees sometimes just because of the hot weather and then the coldness and then the bones that's rubbing together because there's no ligament that's keeping the bones from rubbing together. So it's just different shit. Like, but I'm with you. I wouldn't wish any knee injuries on anybody, just like I wouldn't wish any headache ailments. I mean, especially for you. I'm a thinker, but I'm not a big of a thinker as this person next to me. I'll wake up in the morning and B will be looking at the ceiling and I'll be like, what are you doing? And she'll be like, I'm thinking. It's 3 a.m. What are you thinking about? Just trying to figure out how to get out the rat race. We gotta do this. We got to put Journey of a Legend into play. We got to get your video shot. I'm trying to find my next millionaire client for creative aspects. It's like, but it's 3:30. I know, but I can't stop my wheels from churning. So I can't even imagine when something that is a powerful tool such as a brain is getting hit with something that's like, I couldn't deal with that. So,
well, I'm grateful. I think you rubbed my head last night and the night before. So, and these headaches, I don't know. I've been reading up. If anybody knows or experiences anything like this, please email me. I've never heard of a seasonal migraine, but like he said earlier, you start Googling, you find all kind of migraines. They're offset by the season, allergic reactions. It could be something you're eating, too many avocados, shellfish, a combination of avocado, shellfish, tomatoes, and these particular things that they're naming have this one type of chemical in it and your body produces. I'm just like, okay, it's overwhelming because I love avocados. I actually eat that in lieu of eating cheese. So, man, I tear some avocados up. So I'm just like, wait, what's going on with that? And it's, too much citrus can set it off too. And then there's the tension headache, and tension headache is different from a migraine, and a migraine, I'm just like, whatever this is, and it's not consistent. Like, I've gone months and then the winter came and now I'm having headaches, but all during the day when I'm moving around outside, whatever, no headache. As soon as I get in the house and sit down, start talking to someone, I hear a little, I should say here, I feel a little thump. And then it starts tightening up all around my head. So, yeah, it is what it is. But moving right along, censorship. This is something we've actually been touching on just randomly. Yeah, at like different times. We thought about it, like, yeah, this is censorship. So we don't pre-plan, but this was something we actually said, we should definitely talk about censorship because everybody has a platform now. Everybody has a soapbox through some form of social media. You can just say and do anything and it's going out to millions of people. Even if you're, let's say on Instagram, you only have, let's say 20 followers. I'm hitting real low. You do something crazy enough, it goes viral, it still reaches millions and millions and millions of people. You're trending now. And I just feel like some stuff still you should keep to yourself. You shouldn't share those thoughts with anybody or with that many people, because it's like you're planting these seeds. You're giving people a glimpse, true enough, into your mind and what you want to say and how you feel. But man, some of that stuff you can't even take back. I don't even think you thought about it before you did it, or somebody captured it and now they've put it out there. Even with, I'm not going to go too heavily in the political part of it, but even with how they just recently disabled Trump's ability to tweet, and I guess their other social media platforms kind of follow suit. But I'm thinking when other stuff was going on, anybody, I don't care who you are, if what you're saying is spewing hate, it should be like for a mandated reporter. If you're a danger to yourself or what you're saying could potentially endanger you or others, I think that it should be censored. It's just a lot of stuff that's put out there. And now, suicide is really high amongst young people. I think that has a lot to do with censorship. People are saying things and it's hitting people in a different way and they just don't have the emotional ability to deal with it. It's freaking overwhelming. I've never seen anything like it. Or like, do you see people just attacking one person and they're all up under their photos, giving their opinion, but speaking to someone negatively? And I know it's like, that comes with the territory, but some of that stuff, it's like, no, we just gonna unplug your line to the world. You on punishment. You're on timeout. Go sit down. You're in IG jail for a week or two. Sit down and think about what you said to that person and if they had actually done what you said, or, you know, how it was just uncalled for you to come and just say the things that are hurtful. I mean, it's wishful thinking because, I mean, it's like, oh, America, freedom of speech. And I get that part, but some of the stuff is just downright outrageous.
Just use some tact and truth on what it is that you're saying.
Yeah, this is outrageous. I really have a problem when somebody's saying stuff that's hurtful, or bullies too. The bullies, it's just like, really? Yeah, you guys can come over here and just do whatever you want. You know, you see something and you see people just going in on a person or their thoughts about a particular thing that's happened, and it's a back and forth. So as much as I love the advancement of technology, I kind of miss when I didn't know some of the things that I know. I didn't get to see every thought or see who's dating who. I mean, it's like real time. This is happening. And some stuff that's not even true. Somebody got a picture and their interpretation of the picture is they're dating or this is going on. It really may have been innocent, but it's out there now. And somebody else is sitting somewhere minding their business, and now this false narrative has been created behind a picture and somebody's thoughts, and they use the platform and put it out there, and it's like, whoa, that's not even what was going on. You know, there was such a time, you always say with sports, you're like, oh, I know they're glad they didn't have, you know,
Michael Jordan,
social media then.
He found out what they were saying in the newspaper, so that means he had to go looking for it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can pop your phone open and not even look for it and find it.
And everybody, let's say you're not even looking for it, somebody can share it with you. It's just shared. It's just passed and passed. And the beauty of that too is if we use some of that, and sometimes it is for good, we can get so much accomplished. But I said, everybody has a soapbox, but I do think that there needs to be some sort of censorship immediately. As soon as it's brought to the attention of, they should call them the IG police, the tweet police. They need a department for that. And I get it, because sometimes, you know, somebody may be like, that doesn't even fall under me getting my accounts temporarily suspended. I didn't say something as bad as this person, you know. But I think if they create a set of rules, you just know you can't say it there. Nobody said you could never say it. You just can't, I want to say, infect or affect as many people at one time. They could get to so many people at one time when they do it like that. You had to work a little harder, and you don't want to be heard. You know, you didn't get to just do it.
Stand on a corner with a bullhorn, right, and get your point across, as opposed to getting it across millions of people in a matter of seconds.
Man, look,
there's too many dummies with platforms.
All I know,
and I mean that, I'm not tailoring back. A lot of y'all are dumb out there doing what you're doing. Well,
I'm saying that at the end of the day, you can practice some sort of censorship. Ask yourself a couple of questions before you send that out there. Like, would I really say this to this person's face? Would I say this in a room of real people and be okay with it? Because they can address me like right there. I think of those things and it's like, no. Do I really want people to know that I think like this? And sometimes it's good because it's like, I did not know you were that shallow. I did not know you were that big of a jerk. But just kind of like think about it before you tweet it or post it. You know, sometimes you say something out of anger and it's up there. And even you take it down, people have done a screenshot of it it's been shared. And it's like, dang.
We were very blessed to, in our foolish years, being to not have the screenshot idiots today.
Man.
Oh, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah, it's just,
man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would hope that you would think twice. And would you want somebody to say to you what you're about to say to somebody? No. And some people are like, I wish they would. It's like, you really don't want that smoke. You really don't want that problem. You know, for what? You know, I mean, now what? Whatever comes out of that, it's not going to be positive. And find somebody to vent, dump on, rant, and rave to. Just don't do it to everybody in the world. They don't need to know all that. You can go off in the comforts of wherever, your home, your friend's home, phone call, whatever it is, and just kind of let them know, like, man. Or tell the person. Because we watch stuff or talk about stuff. People air out their business on social media platforms and they start, family members see it and they comment, you know, or your child's father or mother. And it's like, dang, y'all airing everything out. A simple call would have sufficed. Just call me and let me know and we can end it right there. But don't create a post indirectly, directly talking about, how you feel
like
about
some
me.
soap opera and you hit a Puss in Boot cat.
And then somebody else jump up there and be like, oh, or they share, they talking about you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And now you going back and forth with not just the one person you had an issue with, but they whole family and they friends and people sharing their thoughts.
Warfare, huh?
Yeah, it's like, did you really want all that? You got strangers coming up under their comment like, I don't even know you. Why are you here? So just be careful with the freedom of speech. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, I know we've been married too long.
You
As you were
right
saying
now.
that, it's scary because if you didn't say it, I was definitely gonna say that.
And some people are always like, I could. Don't do it though. Just don't. Just think about it. It's for what? Is it back to that immediate gratification again? We just went right back to the first one.
It ties back into everything.
Like
we always spitting bars for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know it.
That's
Triple
nuts.
entendre.
Mm-mm.
Done.
That's crazy. But that pretty much. You got me thinking now that my energy's off.
It's down, but you still, as usual, you still put gems in there. You would have to be dog dead sleep in order for you not to spit gems every day. It's not a day that goes by that this woman doesn't say something that's profound. It's unfortunate that, she gets these crazy little headaches, and it's one thing to know what the problem is, but I think what's driving us more insane is that neither one of us have a solution to what's gonna stop it. So
the remedy.
That's probably the most frustrating thing about anybody who is a problem solver.
And it interrupts a lot of stuff because you don't want to exacerbate the problem by, let me start trying to do this or let me hit the elliptical, just stuff like that. Because you're like, well, my head is throbbing. Is that, am I overheating? Almost, I think of our bodies like into cars. It's like your check engine light is on. You don't start revving the engine. Let me gun it. You park, start checking stuff, see what's overheating. You don't start trying to be like, forget that check engine light. I'm about to
blow the damn engine.
Yeah, I'm about to do 80 on the highway. Like, no, nobody's trying to do that. So I think that bit is frustrating too because I just don't really know what's triggering it sometimes because I've gone all day. But enough about that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to keep this topic going, add to it, and hear your thoughts on it, you can always shoot us an email at realfitradio@gmail.com. Our podcast drops every Monday. You can catch a snippet of our latest one on our Instagram at realfitradio. If you're not following us, you definitely should be. There's so much content there. And some people like the snippets better. I don't want to say better than the podcast, but they're like, I like the snippets. I listen to those. I'm like, but that's not the podcast. It's literally 1 minute of the podcast. And you can actually click the link in the bio to hear the full episode. And it's like, oh man, when I heard that snippet, it's like, oh, okay, whatever works, to each his own.
You're hitting both audiences. That's all that matters.
Right. So
us old folk need the whole story.
Right. And they're just little tidbits. That's just a preview of what we're talking about. So check us out there. Again, if you're not following us, you definitely should be. As always, we hope that this inspired, impacted, or empowered someone. Until next time.